Top 10 all-new electric cars on roads in 2021. The number of electric car sales remain relatively small compared to the fossil-fueled alternatives, but things are changing pretty fast. The selection of new electric cars facing consumers is growing fast, and will continue to do so as more and more manufacturers get on board with the technology, delivering models with longer ranges, faster charging times, and lower prices. So, let's see the top 10 all-new electric cars on roads in 2021. Number 10. Ford Mustang Mach-E. The past and the future collide on the 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E, which is inspired by the automaker's unmistakable pony car and powered exclusively by electricity. The 2021 Mustang Mach-E is Ford's first all-electric crossover, and it was designed and named after the company's iconic pony car. The Mach-E also pays homage to the Mach 1 moniker that has been used on performance Mustangs of old. Ford said it went with the name because it needed the electrified crossover to be as desirable as a Tesla to usher in its new era of electric vehicles. The 2021 Mustang Mach-E is available with either a standard range 75.7 kilowatts battery or an extended range 98.8 kilowatts back. These feed an electric motor mounted on the rear or both axles. The latter combination creates all-wheel drive, and on the sporty GT and GT Performance models, the motors combine to make 480 horsepower and up to 634 pound-feet torque. And Ford claims this will send the Mach-E GT Performance from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds, which is quite impressive, right? Number 9. Nissan Ariya. The Nissan Ariya is a quad-size electric SUV that's Nissan's first purpose-built EV SUV. Even though some electric cars are based on existing petrol and diesel-powered models, Nissan Ariya has been designed from the start to be an electric model. The Ariya sits on new architecture developed by the Alliance that includes Renault and Mitsubishi. Called CMF EV, it was designed from the onset for pure electric vehicles alone. The new model will be offered with a choice of front or four-wheel drive, along with a pair of battery options and a variety of electric motor outputs. The entry point for the range will be a front-wheel drive edition, producing 215 bhp and 300 Nm, enough to take the car from 0 to 62 miles an hour in 7.5 seconds and onto a top speed of 99 miles per hour. It gets the smaller of the battery options, 65 kilowatts, which Nissan claims will give the car a 233-mile range under the tougher WLTP test regime. That is helped by this being the lightest Ariya offered at around 1,800 kilograms. The next model gets a bigger 90 kilowatt battery and more potent 239 bhp front drive motor, presumably to help shift the extra mass that comes with the additional cells. As a result, performance remains similar, while there are another 77 miles of range, totaling 310 miles. The range-topping Ariya will be the 87 kilowatt performance, which has a whopping 389 bhp and a 600 Nm of torque for 0 to 62 time for just 5.1 seconds. But it takes a hidden range to achieve these numbers, managing up to 248 miles under WLTP. Smaller battery additions of the car will be 7.4 kilowatts AC charger for home connections, while the 87 kilowatt versions include a 22 kilowatt three-phase setup. Number 8. Hyundai Ioniq 5. The Ioniq 5 is a curious piece of design from Hyundai. It's edgy and retro and interesting. It's a totally I love at first sight example. This is the first in a series of new fully electronic vehicles that will all be labeled Ioniq. So it's a big car that should be very accommodating for passengers, and the swish interior design is backed up by a snazzy interior look. On top of all that, it aims to stand out with the promise of 300-mile range and super fast charging speeds that are twice as quick as most other EVs can manage. The Ioniq 5 is offered with a choice of 2 battery packs, 3 power outputs, and either rear or four-wheel drive. The entry-level model has a 58 kilowatt battery and a single electronic motor mounted on the rear axle with 168 bhp and 350 Nm of torque. It has a maximum range of 240 miles and a 0 to 62 mile per hour time of 8.5 seconds. Stepping up a rung, there's a 73 kilowatts battery version, which is fitted with a slightly more powerful electronic motor with 250 bhp. The extra battery capacity sees the hatchback's maximum range to 300 miles, while its 0 to 62 mile per hour time falls to 7.4 seconds. The range-topping model features the same 73 kilowatt-hour battery pack, but an extra electronic motor on the front axle which gives the car a four-wheel drive and an output of 301 bhp and 605 Nm of torque. The extra grunt slashes the EV's 0 to 62 time to 5.2 seconds, although its maximum range figure takes a slight hit at 287 miles. Number 7. BMW i3. The i3 EV is the simplest of all and mixes clever F1 spec carbon fiber construction with futuristic styling to make a great city car. With the tightest turning cycle you've ever driven, this tiny BMW is extremely agile around town, and there's plenty of room in both rows of seats for bodies. Although a small boot is a blot on the copybook, it feels every inch a small BMW to drive, with agile handling and that Germanic precision to the controls that impart a true premium feel. To make up for its stingy 153-mile driving range, the i3 can be ordered with optional gasoline-powered engine to provide additional range, something buyers who aren't quite ready to let go of internal combustion may find comforting. With its 1-speed direct drive transmission, the i3 pulls hard, smoothly, and in linear fashion. It's a relatively quick ride too. The experience is one of isolation, with no buzzing, untoward vibrations, or sound, at least until the optional range-extending model fires up its gas-powered engine. The i3 suspension dispenses with cracks, bumps, and expansion strips in the pavement with ease, to the point that it feels too isolated from the road. Number 6. Tesla Model 3. Among the more affordable options in the electronic vehicle marketplace, the 2021 Tesla Model 3 is, without a doubt, the one with the most name recognition. The Model 3's center console has been redesigned to accommodate 2 wireless smartphone charging pads, and the sun visors now use a magnet to hold them in place. The seat adjustment controls and the steering wheel-mounted infotainment scroll wheels have new finishes, the former in graphite, colored paint, and the latter in metal. Most important of all is the Model 3's improved driving range. The base standard Range Plus model now claims a driving range of 263 miles per charge, up from 250, while the long-range model boasts a 353-mile range, 31 miles more than the 2020 model delivered. As with most EVs, the Model 3 gains speed smoothly and almost silently, with the electronic motor providing strong power from a stop. And it's fast, extremely so in some trims. The Model 3 performance rockets to 60 miles an hour in just 3.5 seconds. And like all Teslas, the Model 3 carries its battery under the floor, resulting in a lower center of gravity. This helps it change direction crispy and feel planted and stable in corners. Number 5. Tesla Model S. The Model X's more sensible saloon sibling, the Tesla Model S is the landmark electronic vehicle that set the cat among the pigeons. It's well established now and brought a dash of executive style to the EV marketplace years before the Europeans finally caught up. It has a very long range, exceeding 300 miles in many trim levels, and performance is quite literally ludicrous. Go for the top model, opt for the ludicrous upgrade, and you have a car capable of 0 to 60 in a blistering 2.4 seconds. These are practical saloon cars, that said with plenty of space for 5 and a fully flat floor for rear seat passengers. All Teslas benefit from the brand's supercharged network for rapid charging too, which makes them far easier to recharge than many rivals, as the alternatives often have to rely on independent and frequently unreliable charging networks. Number 4. Porsche Taycan. The new Porsche Taycan is an incredible technical achievement. It does the things we all enjoy about driving: accelerating, braking, going around corners, with supreme alacrity, and features a massive well of capability largely untapped by normal driving. Porsche is developing cheaper, rear-wheel drive variants to sit alongside the toppy Turbo, Turbo S, and 4S models. Porsche has recalibrated the Taycan's charging system to better preserve the battery's service life and limit overall power loss during fast charging. Other notable updates include the addition of a head-up display, Sirius XM satellite radio, more interior and exterior color options, and over-the-air software updates that allow owners to purchase or subscribe to new functions without visiting a dealership. Number 3. Mini Electric. Just like the original Mini changed the way people thought about small cars back in the 60s, the Mini Electric could change the way you think about electric cars today. The battery pack is rated at 93.2 Ah, and a bit smaller than the i3's because it's arranged in a T-shape beneath the floor, and the top of the T goes across the rear axle, the straight bit along the spine of the floor plan. The punchier i3S donates its power electronics, and 135 kilowatt, 181 bhp electronic motor, produced by BMW at its Landshut plant. These components are normally located at the rear of the i3S, but they're slotted under the Mini's bonnet, cradled on a frame that even uses the existing 3-engine mount points. And after all, it still looks like a Mini, and to some, that'll be hugely welcomed. Number 2. Jaguar I-Pace. For 2021, Jaguar I-Pace offers a complimentary 4G data plan, a 360-degree camera system, and wireless charging. The optional Bright package adds chrome exterior trim, Atlas gray accents, and minor styling changes. Inside, there's a new infotainment system that's said to be easier to operate than the one it replaces. Plus, it gains a feature that tells you where the nearest charging station is and how long it should take to restore the battery. The I-Pace also receives 11.0 kilowatt onboard charger that delivers quicker at-home charging than the old 7.0 kilowatt version. Now, it'll take you 8.6 hours to fully charge a dead battery, versus 12.6 hours before, according to Jaguar. Number 1. Mercedes EQA. Mercedes has launched 2 new 4-wheel drive electronic powertrains for the EQA, called 300 4MATIC and 350 4MATIC. They join the crossover's existing front-wheel drive EQA 250 variant. Underneath, the 2 models are both powered by a 66.5 kilowatt battery pack, and both feature an electronic motor on each axle. The only major difference between the 2 variants is the level of performance they offer. The EQA 300 4MATIC develops 225 bhp and 390 Nm of torque, which Mercedes says is enough for a 0 to 62 mph time of 7.7 seconds and a top speed of 99 miles per hour. The EQA 350 4MATIC delivers 288 bhp and 520 Nm of torque, which slashes the SUV's 0 to 62 mph time to 6 seconds flat. The top speed is unchanged at 99 miles per hour. Which electric car do you like the most? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from us. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.